In this video, we are going to have the proof of division algorithm, which states that given two polynomials f of x and g of x non-zero in fx, there exist two more polynomials t of x and r of x in fx such that f of x is equal to t of x into g of x plus r of x, where either r of x is 0 or degree of r of x is less than degree of g of x. Now this is same as your Euclidean algorithm in the case of integers, where you have given integers a and b. Given integers a and b, you can find two more integers t and b such that a is equal to tb plus r, a is equal to tb plus r, where either r 0 or degree modulus of r is less than mod b. So in this case, degree being positive number, actually it is non-negative. There is no need to have this modulus symbol. So you have just the analogous statement as this: f of x is equal to t of x into g of x plus r of x, where either this is 0 or degree of this is less than degree of this. Now we'll have the proof. We'll take f of x to be this polynomial whose degree is m, and g of x another polynomial of degree n. So degree of f of x is m and degree of g of x is n. So we have here our degree m when we have mentioned. Naturally am should not be 0, and degree n we have mentioned, so we should not have n to be 0. I mean the leading coefficient should not be 0. Now we will prove this by considering various cases. The cases are, both of them are 0, one is 0, the other one is non-zero, one is 0, the other one non-zero, and both of them non-zero. In this case, we have two more sub-cases, namely m less than n, m greater than or equal to n. In all the cases, we are going to prove that the division algorithm holds. So we'll consider both of them to be 0. So when we have m0, n0 means degree is 0. Degree 0 means f of x is some constant, similarly g of x. So we shall take them as say a and b. We are given that g of x is non-zero in the statement, so b should not be 0. So if b is non-zero, b inverse exists. Now how about this a? Even 0 is considered to be a polynomial of degree 0 only. And here we have taken it as 0, I mean a. Nothing wrong in having it as 0 also. So in that case, accordingly, we will have 0 into b plus 0, like that we will have. So we shall take f of x to be some a, and so that a, when we consider, we have it as ab inverse into b plus 0. It's very simple discussion. B inverse b gives you 1, a into 1 is a, so a is rewritten in this way, and choosing this as t of x and this as r of x, we have f of x to be equal to t of x into g of x plus r of x, because already your a is f of x. This proves the lemma in this case. Case 2, m non-zero, n is 0. So n is 0 means this is degree of g of x, means g of x is constant. G of x non-zero, so b not equal to 0. So b inverse exists. So rewriting f of x as f of x into b inverse b, and choosing this here t of x and this is r of x, even in this case the lemma is true. M is 0 and n not equal to 0. So degree of f of x is constant, so you can have it as say some a. Even if it is 0 as said earlier, you will have this. So even in this case, you have f of x equal to t of x into g of x plus r of x by choosing t of x as 0 and r of x as a. Now we'll consider the case when both of them are non-zero. In that case, we have sub-cases, namely m less than n or m greater than or equal to n. Suppose m is less than n. Suppose m is less than n. Then choose t of x as 0 and r of x as f of x. M less than n case, we are choosing t of x as 0 and r of x as f of x. So f of x is equal to f of x, t of x is 0, so this is correct. And in this case, m is less than n, m denotes degree of f of x, and this one is degree of g of x. So you have degree of r of x to be less than degree of g of x. Now we'll consider the case when m is greater than or equal to n. So in this case, we prove the theorem by induction on degree of f of x. Now base case, if m is 0, so on degree of f of x is already assumed as m. So you have m greater than or equal to n case. When m is 0, n is 0, this case already 0. Both of them are 0, so that case is already discussed. Now, induction hypothesis, let the lemma be true for all polynomials whose degree is less than m. It is not n, it is m only. This is correct, m. Now, main proof, we'll prove the theorem for f of x whose degree is m. Now, we'll consider the new polynomial. This has to be remembered. F of x minus am bn inverse x power m minus n into g of x. f1 of x is f of x minus a suffix m b suffix n the whole inverse, bn inverse rather, x power m minus n into g of x. Now we'll replace f of x by this, which we have already mentioned, and g of x by this, that is also given already. Now when you take this term inside, this minus n and plus n will get cancelled, bn inverse bn will get cancelled, giving am x power m with the negative sign. Here that is with the positive sign, so these two will get cancelled. So giving this. Now in this we have the degree to be m minus 1 and so on. Here when you come to the last term, here m minus n, here b naught. So am bn inverse this. Now if we are having m minus n also to be less than or equal to m minus 1, then we are through. Now here is the justification. Now n is non-zero. N is non-zero in this case. N is non-zero. So degree should be, so given any polynomial, the degree is always greater than or equal to 0. But here n is not equal to 0. So that means n has to be greater than or equal to 1. When n is greater than or equal to 1, minus n will be less than or equal to minus 1. M is a positive number, so adding on both sides, so m minus n is less than or equal to m minus 1. So the degree here is also less than or equal to m minus 1. So on the whole, the entire expression is of degree less than or equal to m minus 1. Obviously that is less than m. So by induction hypothesis, we can find polynomials, say t1 of x and r of x in fx, such that you have f1 of x to be equal to t1 of x into g of x plus r of x, where either r of x 0 or degree of r of x is less than degree of g of x. But we need to prove the theorem for f of x and g of x. What we have got here is for f1 and t1. So we shall consider our f of x from here. This is 1 actually. This is 1. So from here we have f of x to be equal to, this goes to the other side. So plus am bn inverse x power m minus n into g of x. Now f of x is equal to f1 of x into this, but f1 of x can be replaced by this. So you have t1 of x, g of x plus r of x for this, and this is there as such. Now g of x, we are going to club these two. G of x is taken out. So you have t1 of x plus am bn inverse x power m minus n g of x plus r of x, where r of x is 0 or degree of r of x is less than degree of g of x. Now the whole lot you can take it as some t of x. The whole lot you can take it as some t of x, so that you have your f of x to be equal to t of x, g of x plus r of x. So in this case we have established our division algorithm. Now for uniqueness, even though that is not given in the Hershey book, we shall discuss about the uniqueness also. Now suppose f of x is t of x into g of x plus r of x, where either r of x is 0 and degree of r it is not, and r. So you have this. Now if you are able to have t of x to be equal to t1 of x and r of x to be equal to r1 of x, then the uniqueness will follow. Now because LHS is 0, LHS being the same, we can equate the RHS. So this is what we get. Taking this to the other side and taking this to the right side, this is what we have. Now we have, see, both the cases we have assumed. So possibilities could be, you can have R of x 0 and R you have degree of R of x to be less than degree of g of x. So in this case you can have your R1 of x 0, or you can have degree of R1 of x to be less than degree of g of x. So similarly here you can have R1 of x 0 and or this case degree of R1 of x is less than degree of g of x. So we will establish in all the cases uniqueness. So R of x 0, R1 of x 0. That case is here, and R of x 0, degree of R of x 0, R1 of x 0, and the other case R of x 0, degree of R of x is less than, this case, degree of R of x less than degree of g of x, and this. So what we have discussed here, actually all the cases are mentioned. All the 4 cases are mentioned here. That is from this that we have. But here the explanation we have for this one, R of x, this case, this one, and this one. Here this R, this case, we have got explanation here. Right. Now all the cases are given in this place. Now we will consider R of x 0, first case. So naturally when R of x is 0, R1 of x 0, we have t of x to be equal to t1 of x. R of x 0, R1 of x 0. So you have g of x, already we have said that non-zero, and fx is an integral domain. So a dot b equal to 0 implies either a 0, b 0. Here g of x non-zero, so this has to be true. So in this case we have equality, the uniqueness follows. Next is the case, this case, this and this one. Degree of R of x less than degree of g of x, and degree of R1 of x less than degree of g of x. So this equation 1 now becomes degree of t1 of x, but the degree should be the same. So this is what we have. Now degree of R of x minus, here when you consider this, you can rewrite it as degree of t1 of x minus t of x plus degree of g of x equal to degree of R of x minus R1 of x. So here you have both R of x and R1 of x to be of degree less than degree of g of x. So the whole lot should be less than degree of g of x. So the whole lot should be less than degree of g of x. And here also you have degree of g of x. So which means you have degree of t1 of x minus t of x to be a negative number, but we know that degree is always greater than or equal to 0. So that means this is true. In order to have this one to be true, there is no other go. We must have t1 of x minus t of x to be 0. When t1 of x minus t of x is 0, automatically here, when t1 of x minus t of x is 0, r of x must be equal to r1 of x. So even in this case, uniqueness follows. Now we will consider the other possibility. R of x 0 and degree of r1 of x is less than degree of g of x, or there's either one of them that we can consider. So here we have considered degree of r of x 0 and degree of r1 of x less than degree of g of x. Now you have r of x to be 0, so this becomes f of x is equal to t of x into g of x, which implies that t of x into g of x, which implies t of x into g of x. Substituting that over here, you get this. Then taking this to the other side is what you get. You are having the same explanation what was said here. Degree of r1 of x is less than degree of g of x. So that means this is a number which is less than degree of g of x. So that would imply that degree of this is less than 0, because degree of r1 of x is less than degree of g of x. So this is possible only when the same explanation what was given for this, the same explanation. So there is no other go. T1 of x minus t of x should be 0. So that gives T1 of x to be equal to t of x, and substituting that over here, r of x is equal to r1 of x. In the same way, we have the other possibility also implying uniqueness. So this is how our division algorithm is established. Now in the next video, we will have that our f of x is a Euclidean ring. Thank you.